Okay, so 150 starts with them going home and telling everybody that, hey, after all we've been through, we're going to move with the wedding. And then everybody's happy. And you got Nephis. And Nephis is like, dang, I ain't got no fit. I'm sad. And she was like, really? Why you sad? And she's like, Mom, I'm sad because I ain't got no clothes. So then Rasha was like, oh yeah, I'm sad because I got used to my little granddaughter living here. And everybody's like, cringe, like whatever. So now, back at the dinner I mentioned, they're all sitting down. They just had dinner, and the guy was like, "Oh no, conversations are meant to be not had dinner. So let's sit here and talk." So Hera looks obviously upset, and Orhun was like, "Forget it, babe. I got this. Let me tell you of my love story. Yes, it started off as revenge, but I actually do love her, and yep, this is my wife. Like, look how he look at her. Just looks like love, you know? You see that face? That's a man in love." So, of course, Etta is enraged, and Nursha has been silenced by her mother. And so, of course, she says something stupid about how, asserting to Hera's upbringing, how she's not privileged. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, I've been in Morocco. It's beautiful. I loved it there. And she's talking about how the mosque and how she's so cultured. And she's talking about how these war parables. Like, Hera is like, hey, yes, I was a slave in Africa. But yes, I was a privileged slave. I got an education. I speak French. I work for jewelers. Like, I know stuff. Don't count me out the game. And look at Penham. I finally learned that her name is Penham. So Penham, like, Etta, can you just be quiet? Like, how can you say that in front of the general? Like, come on now. Mind you, nobody plays Etta or Penham. At the end of the dinner, Hera is triumphant, and the guy gives his approval. And he's like, hey, to silence your haters, give me a grandchild. So everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. They're all walking him out, the general, out the door. And like everybody's been on pins and needles this whole time. And now everybody's relieved that Hera has the general's approval and he's actually going because he's basically a stickler for rules. Even Musa, who's Hera's adopted brother, he's like terrified. He salutes him and he says, yes, I'll get on my weed duty and make sure all the weeds are gone, not just a little bit. Weed as in roots in the grass, not the other weed. So as Orhum turns to walk away, Afife grabs him, and I wish I had a shot of him grabbing her because it was like her last hope symbolized in like a hand grab. She is desperate. She's like, Orhum, please, please tell me you're not thinking of having a child with this woman. Come on now. Please tell me. And then Orhum was like, Mama, give it a rest. Let's go. Good night. I've had a long day. So Miriam, even though she was literally just kidnapped at gunpoint that morning, she's on cloud nine because now they have profoundly professed their love even at the brink of death. And they have moved up the wedding. And now Kenan has a surprise for Nephis. And they're getting ready to go to that surprise. Like, she can't even do laundry no more without a smile. Look at her folding clothes, picking out an outfit for Nephis to wear. And she's so excited. She can't even hold her smile. So the general finally leaves. And then Hera brings Orhum his nightly, hot tea as custom in Eastern European traditions. And they sit on the porch because they really had a long day. Remember that old man passed out on the road? They was helping him with his stuff. Then they had to hike back to their car. And when they get home, they get bamboozled by his mama saying, hey, your uncle, the general, is coming. Ha, 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 got you. So they really had no peace, literally, for like the last 48 hours. So she was like, we both need a break. And he was like, cool, sit down and talk to me. So then he's like, I'm very impressed with you. And he's like, oh, yeah. No, impressed with me. You did all the work. He's like, no, I didn't do anything. You impressed him on your own with speaking French and your tales of the mosque in Morocco and all your travels. And you're beautiful and you're charming. You are Hera Dimrahan. You are worthy of Dimrahan's name. And she blushes like, oh, babe. Yay. And he was like, well, we had a long day. Go get a good night's rest. And I'll see you in the room shortly. Go back to our bedroom. You deserve a good night rest on a comfy bed after we both slept in a tent on the floor for the last 2 days. And you know what? Just relax. You deserve it. So Nephis and Miriam is walking to Kenan's office. Look, she can't, you could tell a smile, even though the picture's grainy. And you could tell that they're happy. Like, she is so happy. She's on cloud nine. Nothing ever can just make this moment. And I'm happy for it because Miriam was really put through some stuff in the last 150 episodes. So, one time for Miriam. Orhun goes to his office and Nurishah was like, can I speak to you? And he was like, all right, bet, what you want. Mind you, Nurishah in the previous episode was sworn to silence about who actually sent the article out by her mother. So she didn't tell who sent the article. She just said, hey, I think it's time for Etta to go. And then Orhun was like, why? And she was like, well, I just think it's time. You're a married man. She's a single woman. She's not our family. It's time for her to go. And then Orhun was like, all right, bet. Since you won't say nothing else, you my sister. You ride, I ride. You go, I go. She gonna go. And she was like, well, do you know of a way to get her out of here? And she was like, well, the direct approach. He was like, the direct approach will work best. And so, he's gonna get her out of there. He's like, don't worry, sis. I know something's up. You're not telling me. But this is my job as the man in the house to understand when y'all not telling me stuff, to figure stuff out. And you said she got to go, then she got to go. Because mind you, you don't even hurt a fly. Like, you that girl. So if she got to go, she got to go. So Orhun is walking back to his room because, it's like late at night and he going to sleep. And Afife was like, oh no, they finna go back to the boom boom room. Let me make my last attempt to plead with him to save our pure, noble bloodline. You are a noble man. You are descendants of kings. Like, you are royalty. Don't breed with this slave. And then he was like, well, if we decide to have children, we'll be the first to let you know, Mom. All right, good night. Bye. So, of course, Hera is on pins and needles because he told her it's time to go to bed and let's have us a good night. And she thinking, boom, chicka, boom, 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 chicka. He wants some boom, chicka, boom, boom. And Orhun like, girl, you ain't ready for that. What you talking about? But he ready for it. Look at him. Look how he looks at her. He just loves her. Like, here's a better shot. Look at that. Look at that love. This man loves you. He wants you. He cares for you. He adores you. He's in raptures for you. This man is the definition of in love. And she is so right there with him. She has slowly let the guard down. They really have forgotten about the past. And now she's trying to embrace that, yes, we are in love. And I'm going to leap for it. So Orhun grabs her face. After noticing his mama was still in the doorway looking like this. Like, the hate you must have in your heart to be standing in your son and daughter-in-law's doorway and looking like this. So he was like, bet, you want to sit there and watch? We'll give you a show. They started off like this, but ended up Orhun placing a small kiss on the side of her neck. Hera fully embracing this moment. She doesn't know Afife is out the door. She just like the man she loves is kissing her on her neck. And it's a beautiful moment. Her husband. And that's the first intimate moment they share in the whole show. And Afife realized that, yes, she is at her wit's end. She has to pull out the biggest artillery. She has to go full nuclear now. There's nothing separating them now. And I refuse to have my bloodline tainted. I did so much to preserve this line. And therefore, you guys to go. Another man in love, Kenan, is at his office. And he throws a surprise picnic because he wants to tell Nephis something very, very, very important. And Miriam, a woman in love, is just she can't believe what God had planned for her life. Like, she thought her life was over and then she had nothing left. Kenan bows down to Nephis' level, looks her in the eye and says, hey, I want to be your daddy. I'm your dad now. And then Nephis is so excited that they hug and embrace, and that's how the show ends. Psych, here